Hey YouTube, this is Prometheus, guys, giving you more of the meta. So guys, I want to go ahead and talk about a new defense that I'm starting to lab up. This is first gameplay that I jumped into this defense, and it's basically double mug defense. I'm sure you guys seen it. I've ran a lot of man coverage, double mug, mugging the gaps, and trying to do this. But I'm actually trying to use more of the coverage alignments, using the double mug to basically force your opponent to realize, okay, there's a threat of a blitz and I have to adjust accordingly, and I'm going to make some different types of adjustments. I'm going to keep labbing this out. Actually caused a couple turnovers against my opponent in this game. The guy wasn't the best player, but I did cause some turnovers, but I also gave up a couple big plays, and when I checked out of this particular defense, I gave up some more big plays. So it's worth using this defense online, because the whole aspect of having that edge pressure that you know is going to scream off the edge, it really is difficult to stop when you're an opponent. So it's one of those things that you definitely want to go ahead and have when you're playing. So how I like to set it up once again is baseline option defense. So like go ahead and do QB contain, and then I'm going to be using this double mug. And the defense I'm going to come out of the huddle is going to be basically Tampa 2. This is going to be a defense that I'm going to basically use as out of the huddle, and the reason why is that I want to have basically these outside, the deep outside halves, and then I'll have the quarters out there, and I actually have kind of like a match setup that we can use to kind of confuse opponents. And then I'm also going to go ahead and blend in a cover 3 version of this in this gameplay, so you can kind of see how this works. So he comes out of split close. I immediately go ahead and jump into, I think, the cover 3 version of it. I've got a 3-rec hook, and I think I may have blitzed my guys. Going to send a bunch of pressure his way, and this guy, I think he starts off, he was actually using a lot of like crazy like auto motion, bubble motion type stuff. So right here, he's got nobody out in the field. I didn't really have a hard flat out there, so he's able to pick up a good chunk of change right there just because he was doing it. This guy was not a really good player because he just seemed like he was just experimenting with a lot of different types of plays online. So it really didn't show that this guy had a specific way that he was going to attack people or scheme with his setup. One thing I did do is I've got some speed out here. I've got a 98 guy right here. Then I also put Roquan Smith on this side, so I had people that are actually going to fall back in flats and play coverage. So that was kind of an adjustment I did using this Ravens offense. Right here, actually caught me in the wrong defense, and I think because I was caught in the wrong defense, I didn't make the right adjustments. I decided to just jump into cover 3, and then I did protect the sticks, just to get my guys back to protect the sticks. Sometimes if you get caught in the wrong defense, just jump in cover 3 and protect the sticks. That way you won't get beat deep. And if he could see the seam, he could see the seam, but it will just put yourself in a situation like, okay, wrong defense, just go ahead and see if you can beat it. And actually he didn't. He actually took a loss right there. So now he goes into gun wide trips. I don't really have a specific setup for this defense or what I'm going to go run against the trips, but I go ahead and do the pressure. So we've got pressure coming in. I'm going to mug the center to make sure that these guys come off the edge. Now I've got one wide receiver over here. I've got the running back over here, but I've got 3 wide receivers over here. So the threat of the offense is on this side of the field. So if I'm going to mug, I'm not really going to worry about anything over on this side of the field. I'm going to go ahead and go ahead and try to take away that fast read. So that's going to be the area that I want to go to. And right here, I'm mugging the center, and I'm going to go ahead and try to fall back into the zone. I have cloud flats out there, basically 3, high shell. He actually throws. He's got a post, or actually a corner with a dig underneath, or with an in underneath it. He throws it right to my user. I'm able to go ahead and pick him off. So that's the beauty of the double mug, is that the people know pressure's coming in. I got to make fast reads. I got to get rid of the ball really quick, and that's why it's good, because you actually have that defense that really kind of messes people up a little bit. So up 7-0. He goes into tray Y off. I jump into the cover 3 version of it, so I think I'm going to go into a different version of this particular play as I lab this defense out. Because he's got trips set out here, I put a hard flat out over here as another defender, and I'm going to kind of play in the box, and I'm going to look for anything that kind of comes over the middle of the field. Let's go ahead and see what happens with this. This is going to be my setup right here for that. So he basically does have a dagger concept. he's got an in, he's got a little crosser, he's got this crosser, and I need to carry with this crosser, make sure it doesn't open up at all. And right here you can see him carrying. He actually goes back to the in route. Good read, really good read, good progression. But I played the defense the way I needed to, and that 3 rec hook didn't play that correctly. So probably a better setup essentially would have been to put basically my double A gaps into yellow zones as a quick adjustment for that defense. So right here, set this up, basically going with the cover 2 version of it. I've got the blitz coming in. He's getting the ball quick. I see this as my read. I think I might have put this guy down on a hook zone defender, but I didn't get the setup correctly. That's the one problem about like running a new defense, is that you don't get your muscle memories down. He was quick snapping the plays. He's able to go drop it down to a little crosser and pick up first down. So it's just me being out of position, not fast enough with my adjustments. And I think I was actually in this cover 2 invert hard flat. So that was just a bad decision by me with that setup. So that's just not me not having down the motor skills to actually stop this. So typically in first down, I like to run a cover 3 and see how he adjusts. He actually had like kind of a crossing route, and then he had another route over the top of it, and then he had like a deep post. So it was a pretty good play. He actually had a like out route. He's able to hit that. But look what this does. This play turns into a monster play right here with Goddard. My guys get picked up in blocks, and this is the type of stuff that happens when you play against like a Super Bowl team with the Eagles. They just get really kind of like a bogus plays that happen. The guys mysteriously get blocked, or they fall over, or they get themselves out of position. And those are the things you have to deal with when you play against a good team. So right here, 14-6 in the second quarter. I didn't want to score quickly on offense, but I ended up doing it because it just gave me a touchdown. So now I actually go ahead and jump into a different variation of this defense. So you can see right here, I've got cloud flats out here. I've got this guy into a seam flat, cloud flat deep over the middle. And really what I want to do is I want to try to look for anything crossing over the middle of the field and try to take it away. And you can see what's going on right now. So matching principles. He doesn't really know where to go with the ball, so I think he's just reading this guy only. He's just waiting for the lane to throw up to clear up. He should be throwing it by now, but he actually holds on the ball a little bit too late, and I'm just going to go ahead and carry over. But I've got this guy, this hook zone, just sitting right here, waiting for him to throw over, and he actually throws away the ball smartly. So the guy had some skill. You know, bad players would basically take a sack or try to run with the quarterback. Good players know the way to throw away the ball. So here's a cover 2 match setup. You have to set these guys up to soft squats. I wish there was a soft squat version of this so you get matching principles. But what I like to do is I like to do this little hook sound right here. Another adjustment you could do is you could put this guy into a deep third. This gives you a nice little cover 2 shell that you can use against your opponent. But when you mix in cover 3 and cover 2 to show your opponent the same type of a look, it can be very difficult for him to read things. So I go ahead and motion my guys out because I want to get the one-on-ones. He drops it down. He's got a motion play right here. He drops it down, and this essentially is a basically double pass type situation. With his tight end, he actually throws the ball up. I'm able to click on because it's just a miss throw, and I'm able to go ahead and get interception against this guy. So he was breaking out. This guy was breaking out every single play in the book against me, and it wasn't working out well with him. And one of the things I do like about the double A gap defense is that it stops. Now, guys, if you guys are familiar with my channel, I actually go ahead and I write up like playbooks on my Patreon. So if you guys are looking for, if you run like the alternative playbook or the Vikings playbook, I've got a full scheme out of the Packers that I've used, Jets offense, the Chicago Bears. Right now, I'm actually building out the Tampa Bay Buccaneers offense. So I've got basically, I'm just going to start a write-up on that. But if you guys are looking for playbook breakdowns, I do a comprehensive breakdown like this, show you it, and I actually have write-ups and stuff like that. So I just wanted to share that with you guys if you're looking for offensive tips and you like how I break things down. So back at it again right here. It's a first down series. Going to go back to cover 3 is the first play. Right here he goes with a little motion play. He doesn't know where to go with the ball. I actually get a guy out there to knock that ball out right there and put him into a 2nd and 10. He goes in a wing close. This is kind of like, a heavier set. It should be fairly effective against a run. And I don't even get the play set up, but I get myself a nice little block shed with the defensive end. He is using one of these crazy motion plays, and I get him into a 3rd and 16. So now I'm thinking of this guy. All right, he's on 3rd and 16. Do I go ahead and hit this guy with some pressure, or do I just completely jump out of this defense and just run something different? And I decided to go into another formation I was looking at recently, which is the 3-3 odd out of this Ravens playbook I was using. And I'm trying to go ahead and get onto the blitzing linebacker, but I can't get my icon set up on it. I'm just like trying to figure out how to get on there, and I just jump on the defensive tackle. I figured, okay, I'm going to just use this defensive tackle and play underneath. He's just using a simple, a verticals concept. So this is matched up perfectly. I'm not really worried about this too much. And I should be carrying over the top, but he does have like a little crossing route underneath. And I'm actually going ahead and taking Pierce. He throws over the top of my defender, no click on, no animation, and breaks tackles right here and picks up a big chunky yard. So this guy actually got away with one right there. Back to the tray wide flex. I figured, okay, this guy's going to jump and tray wide flex, so I'm going to go ahead and set up a defense that's going to play against this tray wide flex. I'm finally on Simpson, the right guy, and I think what I did is I go ahead and set this. I should be setting up a guy that's going to play this little crosser. I figured what happens, he's going to try to go and hit me over the top, so I'm going over the top and actually throws the ball into double coverage, and he comes down with it. You can't defend against that stuff, dude. You know what I mean? It's just these are type of situations where the opponent is just getting away with some breaks. The next play, another situation where he goes ahead and has a trip set. I'm going to go ahead and put a hard flat out there. He's got basically kind of a levels concept. Throws right to my defender right there. Not my user, but my defender. He doesn't make a play against the ball. That should have been an interception. He goes in the empty base flex. I figured I'm just going to go ahead and jump with palms against this guy. I'm going to QB contain, make sure my guys are going to go ahead and contain against him. And what I do is I jump into, not palms, but actually cover 2. And I figured, okay, this guy, I'm going to let him check it down. Hopefully I'm going to tackle this guy short. I'm going to play him at the line of the scrimmage. He actually goes ahead and catches it 7 yards out, rolls back up, and Goddard falls in and gets the touchdown. So this guy was getting a lot of breaks defensively, but it was one of those situations where I jumped out of the double A gap defense, and I probably should have stayed in it just to keep this guy guessing. But I was just wanted to get more stop just to go ahead and get this victory from this guy. So once again, guys, thanks for your support. I really appreciate you guys watching. If you do want more information about how my ebooks and how I run things, just go ahead and check out my Patreon. So thank you for support, guys. Until next time.